answer just threw De Bruyne to Lukaku. So, Grealish or Sarabia, someone said.
I think I would go Sarabia. 2 reasons. One, I think Sarabia is more likely to start in the quarterfinal than Grealish, because Mount won't start in the round of 16 because he's just coming out of quarantine. But I think that if England make it to the quarterfinal, which again is like a 50-50, then you have another 50-50 of, is Grealish gonna start over Mount again, which is not likely to happen. So I think I'd go Sarabia. Sarabia isn't nailed though, that's the issue. So it's a tough one.
It's difficult. Obviously, I'd love to have Grealish in my team. Like, he's just phenomenal to watch, and he's a good fantasy asset to watch. So it's a tough one though. I just can't see England, if we do win and do progress, I can't see us beating the Germans like 3-0 or something. Like, it's just going to be tight 1-0.
And Spain have that potential to thrash a team.
How this works. Yeah, I don't know how this works. How does points count in extra time and stuff like that?
They do, yeah, and this makes defenders much worse. If you want the clean sheet points, you have to also not concede in extra time. Like, that counts towards the clean sheet.
Oof,
yeah.
Tough.
So that's another reason not to take defenders from 50-50 games, because they're more likely to go to extra time.
That's crazy. So we're saying, can you change the captain after the transfer sub deadline?
Oh, can you change the captain after the what? Sorry, the transfer sub deadline?
Basically the first kickoff.
Oh no, you can't. You can change it for the next day, but not for that day. No.
Yeah. Someone said Pavard or Kimpembe. I'd probably lean towards Kimpembe if I'm honest. I don't know what you think.
For sure. Let's see. What other questions do people have? I have a wild card. Is it risky to play both Ronaldo and De Bruyne? No, it's not risky at all. Just ask yourself if you need that extra money from Ronaldo compared to the other strikers we have. But if you have that money available, then Ronaldo's not a risk, because you can wildcard him out if he loses.
Yeah, awesome. Right, I'm going to end my stream here, but if you're over here, go to Liam. He's going to be streaming for a good
all the way up until the deadline, and doing watch-alongs as well.
Exactly, so go see him and he'll give you loads of good tips, probably better tips than me and Ben, that's for sure. He's like 2,000 in the world at the minute, so go check him out. Thanks Liam for coming on. It's been a
thanks for joining me, thank you. Good luck.
No worries. Right, see you later. Have a good
see
day.
You, bye, you too. Alright guys, let's quickly breeze through some of your questions, and then I'll talk about my YouTube stream as well. Forsberg or Damsgaard? Forsberg, I'd say, plays an easier team, and he's a captain option basically. Mbappe, Poulsen or Isak? Isak. Will Eric Garcia or Pau Torres start? I'm not sure. I wouldn't take either of them because of that. Benzema or Ronaldo? If you have a wild card, maybe Ronaldo, otherwise Benzema. Insigne or Berardi? Again, if you can afford Insigne, go for him because he has more of a goal threat, but for the price difference, I think Berardi's worth it. Best defender 5.6 or under? Probably Spinazzola. Sarabia or Damsgaard? Sarabia. Thoughts on Isak? So Isak has been unlucky based on his numbers not to get as many goals as he's gotten, right? So to not get more goals basically. So I think he's a good option, but again, I would want all my strikers as captains, so I wouldn't take Isak. Griezmann maybe. If you've seen France play, he plays much deeper than Benzema, and he's not on pens anymore. So I think that makes Benzema a better option for the same money. Are you going to make changes to your team? I might. So if you guys want to see me play around with my team, look at some stats, head over to my YouTube channel, which is FPL_Liam. I'm live on there right now, and you can see all the stats I'm looking at and me changing my team around. The other benefit of going to my YouTube channel is if you go to my channel and subscribe, and then type in the live chat that you've subscribed, and give me your @ on Instagram, then you can DM me on Instagram and I'll take a look at your team. So instead of looking at teams randomly from my Instagram DMs, I look at the YouTube chat and see the @ of people who have said that they subscribed. So if you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and before you do that, you go to my Instagram and DM me a screenshot of your team. I'll take a look at your team and give you tips based on what I see. Yarmolenko or Forsberg? If you can afford Yarmolenko, otherwise Forsberg. How many points you on? I'm on 220 points right now, which is a 1.9k rank. Immobile laughing emojis. You'll see, mate. Immobile's going to make you pay. Immobile's got ridiculously good both odds of scoring and underlying stats, so I wouldn't back against him. I would not back against him. Can I captain Damsgaard and then if he plays badly, captain Immobile? No. You can only captain one player per day, basically. So I would recommend going for Immobile, not Damsgaard. What's the best captain for today? Immobile. He's both the most likely to score and has the best underlying stats. So if you're on my YouTube channel, you can see that I'm on FBref right now, and I'm typing in Immobile's name to show you guys his underlying stats in the tournament. So Immobile has 0.84 expected goal involvements per 90, which is ridiculous. Like, if you think about the Premier League, that's around what Salah and De Bruyne get when they're in form. So that's very, very good numbers. Who's your goalkeeper? I've got Donnarumma and Stecklenburg. Show defense and bench. There you go. What's your YouTube? It's FPL_Liam. It's also linked in my TikTok profile. So again, guys, if you go to my Instagram and DM me a screenshot of your team, and then head over to my YouTube and say in the live chat, I've subscribed, and then give me your @ on Instagram, then I'll go to your Instagram DM and try to give you advice on your team. Obviously I can't get to everyone, but the point of you subscribing to my YouTube is that then I can basically get super chats on my YouTube, which will then let me choose, only look at the teams of people who super chat and people who subscribe, because right now I just get hundreds of DMs of teams and I can't respond to everyone. What about Perisic? I wouldn't take Perisic because Croatia have a tough game. So if Croatia had a game that they were favourites to win, then I'd consider him. But because they play, as you can see, they play Spain, I wouldn't take Perisic. Unless you have maybe a wild card. But even then I wouldn't take him because Spain have been the second or third best defence in the tournament. If you can afford Forsberg, take him. Otherwise, Kulusevski is the one player I like the least in my team. Damsgaard is my second least favourite. Not that I have anything against them personally, it's just, first of all, Kulusevski is not 100% going to start. I'm not sure. Basically, the striker who goes next to Isak, I don't remember his name, he's not been great this tournament. And Kulusevski, when he came on in the last game, so the first two games he had COVID, so he couldn't play. The third game, he came on for I think 30 minutes and got 2 assists, and he played very well. Also got ridiculously good underlying numbers in those 30 minutes. So it seems that people in Sweden think it's roughly a 50-50 with Kulusevski, but I think it's more than a 50-50. Like, I think Kulusevski is likely to start. So that's my issue with Kulusevski. I might have to change him at some point. Sarabia and Kulusevski, or Damsgaard and Forsberg? Damsgaard and Forsberg, in my opinion, because they're both definitely starting. But you can afford Forsberg. I can't. You can, because you had better price rises than me. Ronaldo must-have. He's really not a must-have. Not for 12 mil, where he's not likely to qualify. Not a must-have. Sorry. Even though he's good, he's been scoring, he's just not a must-have. My Instagram is also linked in my TikTok profile. Let me take a look at a team or two on my live stream. Okay, Aaron Williams. Let's take a look. Where's my other phone? I have a phone that I'm going to use to look at my Instagram. 1 second. I might have to do it on my computer, actually. Mbappe or Benzema? Benzema, because you save 2 mil, and 1 second. Let's see, Aaron Williams. Aaron, I can't find your team on my Instagram. You must have sent it to the wrong Instagram. Make sure to send it to the Instagram that's linked on my TikTok. And yes, my YouTube is FPL Liam. How can you change captain every day when you lose points when you captain? Basically, what you want to do is change your captain only if he blanks. My right centre mid is Damsgaard, if anyone's asking. Damsgaard and Ferran Torres, or Pablo Sarabia and Forsberg. I would say Sarabia and Forsberg, because first of all, Forsberg's better and Sarabia is more likely to start than Torres. Let's take another look. Make sure to send me the Instagram DM recently. Okay, so let's see, X Kai Walker. Let's try to find your... I need to catch the name. Okay, let's go to the Instagram. X... X Kai. There we go. Okay, so X Kai Walker subscribed to my YouTube channel and sent me a DM of his team to my Instagram, my personal Instagram, so I can look at a screenshot. Okay, so he's got Benzema, Mobile, Depay, Wijnaldum, Yarmolenko, Forsberg, Berardi, Spinazzola, Mæhle, Dumfries, Donnarumma, Olsen, Van Aanholt, Alba, Sarabia. So what I'll tell you is, first of all, I wouldn't take Olsen because even if he beats Ukraine and keeps a clean sheet, in the next round he'll play England or Germany when you wouldn't back him to keep a clean sheet. So I'd rather have Stecklenburg there. I would take Dumfries over Van Aanholt because Dumfries is more attacking. And other than that, I think your team looks good. I wouldn't change anything else about it. It looks good. What's your rank? 1.9k right now. What's your YouTube? FPL_Liam. It's linked on my TikTok. Why did you choose Mæhle? So anyone who's on my YouTube stream, you can take a look at what I'm looking at right now. So I'm on fbref.com and I'm going to take a look at Mæhle's stats in the tournament. So Mæhle has 0.34 expected goal involvements per 90. So that means that you can expect him, on average, 1 in every 3 games to get a goal or an assist. So which actually happened, right? So he played 3 games in the group stage and got a goal. So that's why I've gone for him. He plays very attacking and he's right-footed. So he plays left back with the right foot, meaning he's likely to score. My Instagram is private, yes, but you can request to DM me and then I'll find it. Why did you choose De Bruyne? So De Bruyne has been ridiculously good when he played for Belgium. He's got the most chances created in the tournament, even though he only played for a game and a half, which is ridiculous to think about. Shows how good he is. And he's going to play further attacking this game because Tielemans is back. So De Bruyne has 1.11 expected goal involvements per 90, which obviously is skewed because he played as a sub, which basically if you come on as a sub, you have more energy, you're going to get more expected goal involvements because you'll do more on average. But still, he did very well. And I can afford him. That's the main thing with De Bruyne. Like, who else would I go for instead of him? Berardi and Grealish or Sarabia and Kulusevski? Berardi and Grealish for me. Damsgaard or Forsberg? Forsberg for sure. Because you can also captain Forsberg and you're never going to captain Damsgaard. And I think Forsberg, he's more likely to get an attacking return in my opinion. Damsgaard or Højbjerg? So if you look at their heat maps, Damsgaard plays on the wing, very attacking. Højbjerg, even though he got attacking returns, he has worse underlying numbers and he plays deeper in the game, so he's less likely to get an attacking return. So I think it's 0.4 for that money that you save. I wouldn't go for Højbjerg over him. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me show you my team on YouTube. You can see the full team on my YouTube right now. So if you head over to FPL_Liam on YouTube and subscribe, tell me that you subscribed and DM me a screenshot of your team and give me your @ on the Instagram, on the YouTube live comments, the live chat, then I'll take a look at your team. I'll try to anyway. And on YouTube you can see my team. Højbjerg and Forsberg or Damsgaard and Kulusevski. That's a tough one. I still think Damsgaard and Kulusevski. I take the risk that Kulusevski might not start personally. Let's see. Insigne, Berardi. I think if you have something good to do with that 2 mil that you save, I'd go for Berardi. Otherwise, you can go for Insigne. I'm not against it. Thoughts on Marco Verratti? Great player, not a good FPL option or fantasy football option. What do you think about Pogba? Same thing. He's been France's best player. Probably one of, not the best, but close to the best level I've ever seen Pogba play at in his career. Maybe the best, actually, because of his passing. It's been ridiculous. But basically, even though he's been great, he's not a great fantasy option. Can you say your Insta? Because it doesn't show in my TikTok bio. It should. You should have like a button to press on my Insta. But it's Liam_Hamama. LIAM_HAMAMA. Is Gosens safe if you have wildcard? Yeah, very. I would go for Gosens if I had a wildcard, for sure. Sarabia or Damsgaard? Sarabia. Sarabia, I think, even though there's like a 10 or 20% chance of Sarabia being benched, Sarabia's underlying numbers have been so good, and he plays for a better team than Damsgaard, so I think I'd go for Sarabia. Yeah, let me take a look at a couple more teams. People are asking. Let's see. Let's go all the way down. Let's see, jm.jack. Let's look for your team, mate. Refresh. Jack, I can't find your message. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. I'll go live with Jack for 5 minutes, then I'll keep answering your questions. Oh, I missed it. Jack, let's go live. If you guys can, one of you can go tell Jack that I'll go live with him once the games start, because I want to help everyone with their teams. JM. Okay, jm.jack, I found your Instagram team. Okay, mate. So jm.jack has Benzema, Immobile, Depay, Wijnaldum, De Bruyne, Berardi. He's basically got the same team as you, but he has Forsberg instead of Kulusevski, and Pau Torres instead of Alba. So, mate, I don't want to. I can't. Yeah, I don't want to basically tell you that one is going to start over the other, but I think that Kulusevski is more likely to start than Pau Torres. So I personally, if it's a decision between the two, I'd rather have Kulusevski and Alba than Forsberg and Pau Torres. That's what I'll tell you, jm.jack. 5.6 mil defender except Spinazzola. I'd go Dumfries except for Spinazzola, I think. Or Kimpembe. Yeah, I know my Instagram's private, but you can still request it to DM me and I'll still see your message. It works. Let's go back to my team. Ramsey, mate, not a good option because he's not likely to win. Will Kimpembe start? He will. Will Lucas Hernandez start? It's not clear. I don't think it's worth paying the extra 1 mil for him, especially because Lucas Hernandez doesn't have a single XG. He's got 0.00 expected goal involvements per 90 for France. So it's not worth taking the extra mil and the risk of him not starting. Griezmann is my differential, only 5% owned. What I'll say about differentials, especially in this format, is it's not worth missing out on points just to be different. I think Benzema, just objectively, he's a better option for fantasy football. So he plays further forward and he takes pens. So I'd rather have Benzema than Griezmann. Sarabia or Forsberg or Kulusevski. I think Forsberg because he gives you a captain option. He's the best of the three. Does Di Lorenzo play? He will play this week. I can't promise anything for the quarterfinals, but he will start today. Laporte or Alba? Damsgaard cap? Nah, Immobile. How come Benzema is now taking pens? I'm not sure. I think just because he's the striker, they want to give him confidence, but I don't know. Lukaku or Benzema? I'd go Benzema just because he's more likely to go through. But if you're on a wild card, if you have a wild card left, then I would go for Lukaku over Benzema. Because Lukaku's more likely to score this week, but Benzema's more likely to qualify. So I'm thinking long term, not just about this week, because I don't have the wild card. But if you have your wild card, I'd rather have Lukaku over Benzema. I hope that makes sense. Can you guys tell me if there's anything wrong with my stream? Because I've seen a couple people say it's frozen and it's stuck on loading. Is that happening to anyone else, or is it only for one guy? Sterling. The issue with Sterling again is you don't know if he's going to go through to the next round. No, it's not happening. No. Okay, good. Perfect. Here, I'll show you my bench. Stream's fine. Perfect. Good to hear. Because my Wi-Fi isn't that good, so I was worried it might not be working. Damsgaard cap, he was playing before Immobile. It doesn't work like that. You can only captain one player per game. So, per day, not per game. So you can't captain both Damsgaard and Immobile. You can only captain one. Okay, let me take a look at another team on Instagram. So remember, guys, if you DM me your team on Instagram, to my Instagram that's linked to my TikTok, and you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and tell me that you subscribed on my live chat on YouTube, then I will take a look at your team. Put Olsen on the bench? No, because Olsen won't be a good option next week because he's going to play either Germany or England. Here, let's go live with Jack quickly.
Oh, here it is.
Hi, Jack. How's it going?
I'm getting accused.
Getting what? Sorry.
Everyone needs to know that it's accused of just copying you.
Oh.
Everyone's going to have similar teams.
Yeah. Nah. I'm sure Jack isn't copying me. Let's see.
Gone with.
Oh, it's wait.
You saw it.
Yeah, you've got Lukaku. Yeah. So look, guys, Jack didn't copy me. He's got Lukaku. He's not copying me.
Immobile will be against Lukaku and go through.
If.
Oh, my question was Pau Torres or Eric Garcia, because Pau Torres didn't play last game. Eric Garcia did, but Pau Torres came on and scored, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think it could be Pau Torres. I'm not against going for him. I just think personally I want to be guaranteed with my defenders basically. But because I think it's possible they rested Pau Torres. I don't know why they
go with
yeah.
Alba because he's too much.
Because you've gone for Lukaku, I guess, right?
Yeah, if I put Immobile in for Lukaku, I could then get Alba, but I just think Lukaku's going to bag. Because I predicted him to be top scorer of the whole competition, so...
Yeah, and he's playing a weak defense as well. I just told my stream earlier that I want to have maximum one player from Belgium, Portugal. I don't want more than one, because if it's like a 50-50, and basically, I guess you're backing Belgium, but they have like a 57% chance of winning. Personally, I don't want to take that risk. I've gone for De Bruyne against my own better judgment, but I'm not going to take more than one from the game.
Yeah, I did have Havertz, because I think I don't know, I think England could win. That's why I haven't got any German or England players, because obviously...
I can't call it. I'm also not objective, so I can't make an informed decision on that game.
I wouldn't mind going for Immobile, but the thing is, chap, and I think Belgium would beat Italy. I don't know why, I just think they would. Because I predicted Belgium to get really far.
Yeah, no, I think the issue is, first of all, I don't really want to. Also, I don't want to strike against Italy because of how good they are defensively. So I'm not that drawn to Lukaku this week. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is, it's so hard because I can get up on my lap. It's so hard because there's a lot of same-ish. Everyone's got similar teams, and
for sure.
We only have three. Is it 3 transfers ready for next time?
Yeah, only 3. So that's why other than De Bruyne, I've only gone for players from teams who are favourites to win.
And then how many transfers is it for the?
It's 5 and 5. So for the semi-final, for the quarterfinal it's 3. For the semi it's 5, and for the final it's 5.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Kulusevski for me, he was one of the first in my team because he got 2 assists in that last game.
But people are saying that Sweden's manager is quite stubborn, a bit like Bielsa, so he doesn't like to make changes. So I don't know if Kulusevski is going to start. That's the one thing I'm not sure about for my team. I have him.
Well, the only thing I would do then, if I had to change it, would be put in Forsberg then.
Yeah, but I can't afford Forsberg. That's my issue. I think 0.2 short of Forsberg. Yeah, I'm 0.2 short of him.
0.2.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going up in price.
Yeah. I should have been more focused on bringing in players after they do well, so I get the price rise and have more money to play with. I'm regretting it now. I'm also 0.1 short of Sarabia for Damsgaard.
Oh yeah.
But I guess
sure Sarabia will start.
I think he will.
In your chat.
Yeah.
Do you think he will?
I think he will.
He got 2 assists.
And he played really well. And they played well when he played, right? I think he'll play.
So if I put in where's Forsberg? There he is. Yeah, I am 0.2 off as well. If I put Forsberg in for Kulusevski. Llorente thoughts only 5.2. Llorente didn't even start last game, I don't think.
Yeah, and he's a midfielder in the game, and he's playing right back. But I think he should. Yeah, but I think he should start. I'm not sure. I think he will, but I wouldn't risk it, and he's not worth it. Like I'd rather get 0.7 more and get Damsgaard.
I could actually get rid of Varane and put in Kimpembe, and that will actually let me get Forsberg.
Yeah, I would.
So
If I were you, I would do that. I would do that if I were you.
Let me quickly. Where is? Because they haven't actually got much clean sheets. France.
Yeah.
Who do they have next round? Spain. Spain. They have next round. I'll tell you what. No, I can't. It's so hard. Everyone's literally got such similar teams.
One thing I'm considering. Wait, I'll move out of the way so people can see my team. I'm considering going Kulusevski to Forsberg and Kimpembe to Gosens.
Gosens. Ooh.
Or Alba to Gosens as well. That's another shout. I'm not sure. It's tough because I know that I won't like having Alba in the next round, so it might be worth it for me to go Alba to Gosens, and then I'll see what I'll do with the other like 0.6 or 0.7 mil that I have left. But I just think Forsberg over Kulusevski is playing it much safer. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I might just stay like this. Every time I make a transfer in the last minute, it doesn't work out well, so I might just stay like this.
Yeah. How many points I'm on, I don't even know.
167.
I had a good week last week.
It's top right.
76. Top right, let me check. It doesn't say on my thing in 2 secs.
Oh, okay.
So overall, I've got... Oh, how do I work that out? Oh, 167, so it's not amazing, but... I think Depay and Wijnaldum bang on because they've got 2 decent games.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like they're favourites to get to the semi-final. I think going quadruple Netherlands is the best team to quadruple up on.
Yeah, I've got Stecklenburg, Dumfries, Wijnaldum, Depay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. I was talking to... Sorry, go ahead.
Berardi I've put in instead of Insigne.
As have I.
I think he's so cheap, man. For such a good Italian team as well, he's so cheap.
Yeah. Wait, let's see, recover.
My team, I'll move my head. I am changing stuff though, so...
What are you thinking of changing?
Varane for Kimpembe to free up more money.
Yeah. I'm thinking of going Kimpembe to Varane just to make sure I don't... Because Kimpembe is on a yellow.
Is Kimpembe on a yellow?
He is, yeah.
How long do they have in the tournament before...
I have no clue. I don't know. Anyone in the chat, tell us. Let us know how it works.
Like, if Kimpembe got a yellow card this game, would he be out?
Yeah, I think he'd be out for the next game.
Really?
Wiped from groups. Yellows are wiped. Is that true? Let's see.
I think they get wiped, you know, because of the...
No, semi-final reset is what they're saying. Wait, let's see. Yellow's wiped. Yellow card, Euro 2022 rule. When will... Hey, it's the mirror, but that's all I have right now. Let's see.
Forsberg or Sarabia. Oh, Forsberg's much more expensive, but he's a nailed-on starter, so... Keep it. I think Denmark will win tonight. Wales could shock us, but I think... Kimpembe's gone up to 5.6 as well.
Oh, after the quarter-final they're wiped, not after the group stage. So no, it would still carry.
After the quarter-final?
Yeah.
So it's ready for the semi-final.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we saying? Is it worth it? Is it worth 0.4 for Varane?
Velocity's not going to start. Velotti won't start, chat. Should I put Kane? Oh, it's too much of a
I wouldn't take Kane. No, you want these 3 strikers. You want them as captains, basically. I guess you could risk one for Lukaku or Ronaldo, but not for Kane.
Yeah. Insigne. Am I going to regret not putting Insigne in, do you think?
No, I don't think so. Because also, who would you put him in for? Like, look at your team right now. How could you fit him in?
I'd fit him in who? What?
How would you get Insigne into your team? Who would you take out?
I meant Immobile.
Oh, I think you will. I hope you will. I think you'll regret it for sure. Immobile's got 0.85 expected goal involvement per 90, which is unreal.
Has he?
He has, yeah. And he's, I think, Bookie's favourite to score. Close to Lukaku, but he's much more likely to make it to the next round than Lukaku. So, and you've used your wild card, so I'd rather have Immobile. But
I bet Lukaku's going to bang now.
I mean, go for it. I don't want to be the one who made you not go for Lukaku, because he can get a hat-trick any week.
I think you've got to go with either Lukaku or De Bruyne.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for both though.
Final team. Is that your nailed-on final team, or are you going to make changes as well?
I don't know. People are spamming me, don't make last-minute changes, because I told them to not let me make changes in the future after my nightmare with Bale and De Bruyne.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm tempted to. I'm worried about Kulusevski. That's basically what I'm going to say. That's the only reason I'd make a change.
Wild card, go for risks. You still have your wild, go for risk, because you could get some players in the next round anyway. So if you've saved your wild, this is why I'm like, crap, I probably should have saved my wild card now.
I don't regret it because of I used it in Matchday 3, but I had 6 or 7 players who weren't going to play. Like, all my Italians weren't going to play. I had like 2 or 3 more who were injured or going to be rotated. So, and I did really well in Matchday 3, so I don't regret it at all.
How many points did you get?
I think 81. Yeah, 81.
Flipping it. Wait, who did you have who banged? Because I only got 76.
So imagine I had Captain Depay, right? Let's take that quickly.
Did you captain Havertz?
I captained Havertz.
So at least you got some returns.
Yeah, I only missed out on 5 points with a Depay shout, basically. So I ended up with, Depay did really well, Lukaku did decently well, Marlin, De Bruyne did well, Damsgaard did well, Havertz, Vermaelen.
Oh, Damsgaard, yeah, he did well for you, didn't he?
Vermaelen, Mæhle, Bastoni, and Unai Simon all did well. And then Gosens was my only blank.
Assist. Imagine that was his goal as well.
Yeah, would have been mad. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I see Kulusevski as similar to Damsgaard. Like, my Kulusevski shout is similar. They both came in for one game, had good underlying stats, and if Kulusevski starts, could do very well. I'm just not sure if he's starting. That's my one issue.
After watching Ukraine against Austria, Ukraine were crap.
Yeah.
They were so bad. Is Malinowski injured, or has he just got subbed off?
I think he just got subbed off. I haven't seen anything about his injury, and it's not showing up in the app, right? Yeah.
See, if I put Immobile in, right, Immobile for Lukaku, Gosens for Pau Torres, and Kimpembe in for Varane, I still have 1.5 million spare. So I guess you could. You
could go Damsgaard to Sarabia or something like that, right? Or you could upgrade to Forsberg, yeah, or even to Yarmolenko. But I'm not sure I would do that because you have your wild card.
Than Sarabia, because Damsgaard's nailed on, and they've got Netherlands in the next round.
Oh, Damsgaard is starting, by the way. He's not just nailed on; he's starting. The lineups are out.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh right, and what's it called? Spain have France in the next round. They're going out.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why I'd say Damsgaard over Sarabia.
For anyone asking if I've made changes, no, I haven't. I've not made any changes. And thank you to J_Willow for telling me all the time not to make changes. Thank you.
What's it called? Forsberg is on penalties as well.
He is.
So, and Ukraine do give away penalties.
Yeah.
I think I might go with that then.
Yeah, I would do that if I were you.
And I've still got 0.8. I could go back up to Lukaku if I wanted to. Oh no, I couldn't.
No, you can't.
I can't.
You can't. Okay. I need to whiz through some more questions, Jack. But let's. You're going to be watching the games live?
Yeah, I'll probably be be watching it. I'll check quickly.
All right.
My parents are doing it, but I should be.
Yeah, let's go live for at least one of the two games, especially the first one.
Yeah.
It's not going to be probably not going to be a great
Which
watch.
is the
but
first one?
Wales Denmark.
Is that the first one? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've got Damsgaard and Mele playing it.
Same. We're both going to be backing the same people, so it's going to be good.
Yeah. They're so good options. Anyone who needs
A cheap guy,
players,
yeah.
get Damsgaard and Mele.
Especially
Yeah,
Mele.
sure.
I'd get Mele if it was 5 mil too. Like, I'm not just getting him because he's 4.5.
Is he a right back as well?
He's a right-footed left wing back who bombs into the box. He's got like the second most touches in the box in the Danish team. He's so good.
Didn't he score last game?
He did score, yeah. I backed him to score. I said he's a right-footed player playing on the left. He can score, and he's got 0.34 expected goal involvement per 90. So that correlates to a 1 in 3 games he should get an attacking return.
That's good for a defender.
Yeah, it's very good.
Good for a defender. Alright, so I brought in Forsberg. Oh, I can go from Kimpembe back to Varane actually.
Perfect. Yeah, do that, and then you have like 0.4 left, but it's not too bad, not too big of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that, man.
People are saying Lukaku over Benzema. Someone's saying I've been here for 30 minutes asking why Kimpembe. Pretty simple. I want a French defender. Yeah. I want a French defender. He's the cheapest one, and only the 2 centre backs are nailed on. The other ones you don't really know if they're going to start.
Koundé's not going to start, I don't think.
Yeah, in which case Pavard could be an option, but I'm not certain that he's fit, and Koundé wasn't bad, so yeah, it's tough to call.
Everyone's wanted to put Locatelli in.
Locatelli's not starting. No, he's not starting.
Is he not?
No, Verratti will start over him. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think?
He will.
But the thing is, Locatelli's not really a goal scorer. I know he got them 2
Yeah.
goals. But
Yeah.
he's naturally not a goal scorer. He's literally a CDM box to box. Like, all right, I'm gonna stick. Wait, let me just show you my team before. Are you gonna head off?
Yeah, I'll head off. Yeah.
All right, here's my team quickly before you go. It's my updated one.
Okay.
Right, so in goal, Donnarumma, Dumfries, Mele, Spinazzola, Damsgaard, Berardi, De Bruyne, Gini Wijnaldum, Depay, Immobile, Benzema, Stecklenburg, Gosens, Varane, Forsberg, and then 0.3 million.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect team. Yeah, especially because you've got Gosens and Forsberg as captain options on the last day. Nah, that's a good team. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's what I
sorted
mean.
for sure.
On this, what day? There's Dutch playing on the second day. Who's playing on the third day? Is it France?
France, yeah. So Benzema is your captain on the third day, and then Forsberg on the fourth day. Yeah, no, I'm jealous of that team. That team is very, very good.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
See you, Jack.
I'll see you later. See you in a bit.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Thogden, if you can quickly send a guest request, I'll add you to the live. Do you guys want to see me helping Thogden with his team? Let's see, Laporte or Alba? Alba because of the attacking return. Damsgaard or Højbjerg? I think Damsgaard is a far better option. He's worth an extra bit of money.
Hello,
How's
mate.
it going, Thogden? How are you?
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm liking the look of your team.
Yeah, hey, wait. I'll move to the side so everyone who's watching you can also see the team.
Yeah, it's very similar to mine. Thanks to your help, I can't see any. Even though I don't. This is the question I got for you,
Yeah.
and this is for everybody else in the chat. Obviously, you've got no wild card left. I do, so I can take more risks than
Yeah.
you. But I'm looking at your team thinking, how can you actually improve? Because a risk means they're less likely to perform. So why would I want to downgrade because I've got a wild card? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. So I guess what I would say is there are some players who are, even though they're less likely to go through to the next round, they're just good options this week. So I'm thinking someone like Yarmolenko, Lukaku, Ronaldo, De Bruyne, who is still in my team, but players like them are there's more of an incentive to go for them if you have a wild card. But Someone else I'd consider like Havertz, even Grealish, all of them for everyone who has the wild card left. I would consider all of them.
Fair play. I can't consider Havertz. I think that England game's going to be 0-0 or 1-0.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't see it. So I think Germany, the way they play as well, if we're playing like, I know they got a very good result against Portugal, but their defence is very poor, and that's why I backed Belgium to beat them. I've practically got the exact same team as you. My only question is Kulusevski or Yarmolenko.
Can you afford Yarmolenko over him?
Let me check. I know, is Kulusevski a lot cheaper?
He is. He's 1.6 mil cheaper. Thogden, can you see if you can put your team as like a green screen so everyone in the stream can see your team?
How do I do that? I'm very good.
There's like a pen with some sparkles on the bottom right that you should have.
Yeah.
Press that, effects, and then it's like a picture of a sun and some hills with like I think green in the background. See if you can see
I
that.
need to take a screenshot of my team.
Oh,
I've got
okay.
the exact same team as you. So
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Yeah, that's fine then.
Because I'm getting to a point where I need to like look at the team and see, considering I've got the wild card.
Yeah, what risks can you take?
A big question, right? I mean, I can show you my team right now. It's exactly the same as you. But I'll just how do I
Flip the camera.
switch the camera there?
Maybe try double tapping.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I got it. So as you know, it's pretty much the same as you. My only doubt is Benzema or Mbappe. I think Mbappe is going to absolutely explode against Switzerland. Still hasn't got a contribution, but he's been very good.
Yeah, and I will say Mbappé's not great 1v1 defensively as well. That's Switzerland's right back,
Yeah.
so he could do well.
Yeah. And Babu bombs it up the flank, and he's good. He's good, like going forward.
Yeah.
Defensively. He's been exposed before, so yeah, that's a good point. I think Benzema, he did well to score his second goal, but I don't think he's been that good overall, considering it's Benzema compared to Mbappe.
For
so
sure.
The only problem is you pay more for Mbappe.
And Benzema takes pens, which is like a goal every 4 games basically. It adds value to Benzema basically.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say for people choosing Lukaku over De Bruyne? Because I find that tough. Because De Bruyne, even though it's Portugal, only problem is Lukaku goes and scores a hat-trick, I'm going to regret it, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, what I will say is, I think the only person I'd consider doing the swap of like taking one or the other is there's a case to be made for Insigne and Lukaku over Immobile and De Bruyne. But I still think, first of all, De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the game.
Yeah.
He's so much better than Insigne. And then the difference between Immobile and Lukaku isn't that big. And the other thing is, you're probably not going to captain Lukaku, but you're going to captain all of the other strikers that you have. So I think for the 3 strikers, take people you're going to captain. So I think Lukaku and Depay play on the same day, so it's not worth taking both, basically.
Yeah, fair play. But you still have De Bruyne. But you're not going to captain De Bruyne.
But you're not going to captain De Bruyne, exactly. And you weren't going to captain Insigne if you
yeah.
had him, right? So I think that's why it's worth it.
Is there any way of fitting Mbappe into the team?
Yes, let's see. Let's take a look quickly. I think if you went for Unai Simon instead of Donnarumma,
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that.
that frees up. I have like 1 million left from that, and then you'd probably go Jordi Alba to Gosens. How much does that give you?
Jordi Alba to Gosens. Yeah, but again,
How much
that's
would
a
it be?
downgrade.
Yeah, it's a downgrade. You'd have to downgrade someone, right? Yeah. No, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
You could even go. Yeah.
It's not worth it if you have
It's
to.
not
if you
worth
have
it,
to
exactly.
swap out 2
And I
players.
think Mbappe, I think for the maybe in the quarters, semis, and final, he might do better in more open games. I think we talked about this because I think Mbappe does best against a team where in a game where both teams go for it, like against Bayern for PSG or against Portugal,
Yeah,
games
exactly.
like that. That's when he has space to run into. Against Switzerland, I think the central player like Benzema is probably going to do as well, if not better.
And he's cheaper. So yeah, Ronaldo or Immobile. Ronaldo's a tough one because he might. If you have used your wild card, I would not go with Ronaldo. This is my personal opinion. I've got my wild card, but I'm still not going with Ronaldo. Partly because I've missed out on the whole Ronaldo hype this year, and I feel like I'm too. I can't go into that mistake now.
Yeah.
Knowing the moment I sign him, he won't score. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, it's one of those feelings with FPL. The second the FOMO gets the better of you, that's when the player stops returning. Especially with someone like Ronaldo, where I'm not like trying to be a Messi fanboy or anything, but Ronaldo's goals, other than 2 of them, have been penalties, and you can't rely on getting a penalty every game. Like, you're not going to have someone like Koundé raising his hand to call for a pen, and the ball hitting his hand. Like, that's not going to happen every game. So it's not a pattern that you can rely on. Like, if Immobile gets 0.85 expected goal involvements per 90 that aren't related to penalties, that's more reliable than Ronaldo getting 3 penalties in 3 games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a very good point. How many Italy players do you have?
I have 4.
You have 4, okay.
Yeah.
I do too.
I've got 4 Italy, 4 Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not think Austria are going to score?
I think they might, but I think Italy are the favourites to keep a clean sheet. And basically, Italy play first as well. So if Italy concede, like, they're the team I'd rather double up on the most, because I can sub them out if they concede. And I have players basically who play in between as well. So Kimpembe doesn't play on the last day, so I could bring him in and then sub him out if he blanks as well. So I'm not that worried about doubling up on their defense, and I think they're the best defense so far. So I'm not against doubling up on them. I don't think Austria will score, no.
Fair play. I've got a Denmark defender, Netherlands defender, and 2 Italy. So and then French on the bench. Are you sure about Kimpembe though? Are you sure he will play?
I'm sure he'll play for sure. The only issue is he's on a yellow. So if you can afford it, maybe go for Varane over him. For anyone asking if I'm going to make changes to my team, that's the only change I'm probably going to make, is Varane over Kimpembe. That's it. Because I can afford it. If you can't afford it, don't do it. But if you can, I would go for it.
I'm going to either way next week I'm playing my wild card, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. So you might as well go for Kimpembe. Yeah. I would stick to him.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, no, it's good. Kulusevski's a differential. It's a good idea from you. I feel like he will play because he impressed in his 3rd game week. You know, getting 2 assists.
Yeah.
You can't drop a player like
after getting 2 assists.
It differentiates them. It makes them better as a team.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really hope he does. And if he plays up front, and he's a midfielder, so that's just insanely good. Someone's asking Bale, De Bruyne, and Isak, or Forsberg, De Bruyne, and who was it? I think it was... Oh, I lost him. Oh, yeah. Or Forsberg, De Bruyne, and Lukaku. Let's see. Oh, and Benzema. I would go for the second option, whoever that was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't back Bale to do well.
Gosens.
Yeah. Do you think... People saying Gosens, I think that one issue is Germany are likely to keep a clean sheet. The other issue is I see England sitting back and letting Germany hold the ball. Just let them play with it, see what they can create. And in those games, like in the game where Germany-Hungary, where Hungary sat back, I don't think Gosens is as good of an attacking threat, because he's good at running into space. Against Portugal, he looked so good because Portugal play with a high line. But against Hungary or even against England are going to play with a high line, just because we have Southgate as manager and 2 DMs. Like, our team is perfectly set up for a counter-attacking game. So I just think that I'd rather not back Gosens to keep a clean sheet and get an attacking return. It's not worth it.
Also, someone said, will Locatelli start?
I don't think so. I follow a guy called Football Intelligence on Twitter, and he always gets lineups right. He's saying that Verratti is going to start over him, which is very surprising to me, considering how good Locatelli has been. But I wouldn't back Locatelli to start.
But he's a senior member of the squad. So
yeah, you have to. Yeah. It's like how Henderson, if he was fully fit, he would start over Calvin Phillips. It's the same.
Yeah. True. People are saying England will play 5 at the back.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I don't think so. We've not played 5 at the back for like 2 years. I don't think we're going to suddenly start playing it now.
Yeah, I think Southgate's saying that to throw off Germany a bit.
But I do see with how teams have lined up against Chelsea with their 5-back, a lot of teams have been a 5-back against them, and Germany using very similar tactics and a similar formation to Chelsea. So I do think that maybe England will go for it, but I don't think it matters too much for FPL or for Euro Fantasy.
Yeah, fair enough. I liked your idea about Damsgaard and is it Mailer?
Mailer, yeah.
They're both brilliant players, so cheap. And I'm sorry if you're Welsh, but I can't see any other any other result tonight than Denmark winning.
Yeah, a lot of Welsh people were angry at me, not at me, at the bookies basically, for giving Denmark that high of a chance of beating them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's just the way they make their odds. They're not considering things like, oh, but Wales play with their heart, or Wales are going to show up because it's the Euros, or they want to fight, or all of those things. They just look at XG and underlying stats and how Denmark have defended, how Wales have defended, how each team has attacked, and Denmark just have looked the better team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I back Denmark to beat them, go to the next round, and even in the next round,
The odds are
they
ridiculous.
play the Netherlands. Like it's not an ideal game, but you're not going to get any easy games in the quarterfinal. So for their price, they're even good against the Netherlands.
And then after that, England, maybe.
Yeah, and all those teams on that side, they've got the easier side all the way to the final. That's why we've quadrupled up on Netherlands, for
That's
example.
why- do you not? If England win against Germany, and you don't have your wild card, what's your option? Because
Yeah.
England have quite an easy run.
Yeah, so my plan right now is-
team to have in terms of players.
Yeah, so my plan right now is I've invested heavily in 4 teams. So Italy, France, Netherlands, and Spain, I think, right? Yeah. So one of them is going to lose.
Yeah.
Right? Just based on the odds, right? Each team has between
Yeah.
a 70 and 80% chance of winning. One of them's probably going to lose. I hope not 2, but it could be that 2. Basically, I'm going to bring in 3 or 4. I might take a hit. England players or Germany
Yeah.
players. I hope it's England players, but whichever team wins, I'm going to bring in 3 or 4 players from their team for the next round. Like, those are my transfers. I can tell you them now. I'm going to bring them in because they're going to play either Sweden or Ukraine, who have both not been great defensively. So that's my plan with England and Germany. So it's not worth taking one of them now for me. Yeah.
That's why I'm looking forward to the what's it called, wild card next week. Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane.
Yeah. Load up on them against
And then
Ukraine or
usually
Sweden.
The knockout stage here, we've got Belgium, Portugal at the top with Italy, Austria. Having 4 Italians next week will be a killer, because Belgium or Portugal, whoever goes through, it's not an easy game. It's a red list game. Like, so if you have 4 Italy players, just bear that in mind.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only risk with
France,
Italy.
Switzerland. France, Switzerland, Croatia, Spain. I mean, that's most likely going to be France. Oh, I can't call Croatia-Spain game. I know the odds are well in favour of Spain, but I think that's simply because of the higher XG there.
Yeah, but Spain can't finish, and they don't account for that in the odds, do they?
Exactly. I think actually putting a cheeky bet on Croatia to win outright is actually beating the odds a little bit.
Yeah, I don't tell my fans to put bets on because I don't know how old they are, but whenever people say, like the Welsh people were saying to me that, well, the bookies have got this game wrong, like then go put money on it. Don't complain to me, like it's the bookies.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you look at this game as well, I mean, whoever wins from England, Germany, like Germany go through, you get Havertz. England go through, you've got to have Kane.
Sterling, Kane, yeah, Grealish, yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Wales, Denmark. I think whatever happens, 3 Netherlands players at least is key.
For sure,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. And Netherlands, Italy, and France are the 3 favourites to make it to the semi-final, according to the bookies. So having players from there is
Over
always
England.
good. Over England, yeah, because England play Germany, right, which is like a 50-50 game.
Yeah, but the odds of the odds of winning the outright Euro 2020 right now is France, England, and then like who's third? I think it's Italy third.
Yeah. I guess maybe the odds go down for England for the semis, but then they increase in between the semis and the final, I guess. But basically, I'm concerned about reaching the semis because, you only have 3 transfers before the quarters, but then you get 5 before the semis and 5 before the final. So that's you have less to worry about when you have 5 free transfers. You can change half your starting 11.
I think people are going to be surprised by Austria tonight. I think they're going to.
I hope not.
Yeah, I know it sounds bad, but I just think Italy bringing Verratti back in, it seems like one of those old senior moves that I feel like it's the wrong decision.
Yeah.
I feel like they play better with the younger lot, and there's no real characters in there. I feel like they're all together one big character. I think what might let down Italy tonight is bringing back a few players that, Italy in the past haven't been that great in terms of recent years, like not qualifying for the 2018 Russia World Cup and stuff like that. And people always put the blame on the likes of Verratti and Immobile. And if they both start tonight, it's going to be the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
They've got that past of messing up a big game like this. It's the first time in the knockouts. I feel like it could go 2 ways. It could be completely wrong. Italy wins 3-0, no problems asked. But something tells me maybe a little bit of an upset. Maybe a bit of, Arnautovic, Savic, on their day they can perform. Alaba.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, the other thing I'll say about Italy as well is I think just by looking at the teams they played against, they've been poor. Like, again, no offense to people from those countries like Wales, Turkey, didn't play well. Switzerland as well, they just weren't they weren't good teams. So maybe Austria, I think, have looked better than those three teams. So this is going to be Italy's first big test. The other teams couldn't set up a proper compact low block, which is the ideal way to play against Italy, because they don't have the players to break that block down. They don't have a Grealish or a Neymar, someone like that, or an Mbappe that can take any team on. But let's see what happens. Or like a De Bruyne as well. Like Belgium could break down any block because they have De Bruyne and Lukaku.
Exactly, and yeah, they've got a good team. What else people say? Havertz. I mean, I can understand. I mean, you were thinking about putting Havertz in. I wouldn't. Partly because I'm English biased, I just can't see him scoring.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he does. Like, I'm going to be out the game, and I know he's going to have one really, really good chance in that game where the ball just lands to him. So I know England have kept a clean sheet throughout the whole tournament so far, but I've been to every single England game, and I can say we can sometimes be a bit shaky.
Yeah, we could have conceded a couple.
A big game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that why you've not gone for any England defenders in your team? Because someone in my comments said like, "Oh, Thogden, if you're so confident in a England clean sheet, why don't you have an England defender?"
Yeah, it's partly to that, because I can see a 1-1 result, extra time, and then whatever happens. Like, obviously I'm going to back England, but yeah, I think my confidence, mainly I look at the odds. And it's 33% chance of England getting a clean sheet, 27% chance of Germany getting a clean sheet. I'd stay away from both. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's not worth it. I've moved out the way because everyone's asking to see my bench, so I've moved so you can see my bench. So I've got, I've got Stecklenburg, Kimpembe, Alba, and Kulusevski.
Yeah. What would you say the best differentials this week that you don't have in your team?
I think Sarabia is the one guy I wish I had in my team. I think Sarabia's going under the radar. He's got the second, again, this is skewed by the fact that he came on as a sub in one of the games, but he's got the second best expected goal involvements for 90 in the whole tournament. And he plays arguably one of the worst teams. Yeah. Against Slovakia, he got like one expected goal involvement, which is ridiculous. So I think, and for 6.5 mil, he could do very well. He could be like Damsgaard last week. I think that could be Sarabia this week. I think he's the main differential I'm worried about. Other than that, I might regret not taking Yarmolenko, I think. I do see him scoring 1 or 2 against Sweden, but let's see. And the one player I'm most worried about is Forsberg, because everyone's gone for him and I can't afford him. Those are my biggest worries.
Forsberg's surprisingly expensive from the get-go.
Yeah, he was 7.5 I think from the get-go, and I should have bought him in earlier and I didn't. So now he's gone up to 7.7 and I'm priced out of him. But it's interesting to me that pretty much my whole team is basically set, other than Damsgaard and Kulusevski. They're the only people I'm not happy with. Like I want to get Forsberg in for one of them, or Sarabia, or both, but I just can't afford it.
Yeah, fair play. Griezmann or Benzema, I would go Benzema because he's more attacking.
For sure. Sarabia or Berardi? I would say, but I think Berardi's a must-have, but I would try to go both if you can afford it. But I'd say Berardi.
I mean, I think the question is Kulusevski or Sarabia for me.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. The reason I have Kulusevski is because he's a captain on the last day. If I don't go for Kulusevski, I don't have anyone who plays on that day, so I have to go for him over Sarabia.
Yeah. You think about that stuff. I just completely don't. Why is it important to have players on every different day?
Because I want. I'll give you an example. Right, I was close to not taking Havertz in the last match day, and I forgot to take a player on the day that England played. So I was left. Yeah. I was left with Havertz as my only hope because my other captains had blanked. So if Immobile blanks today, Benzema tomorrow, Depay on the third day, then I want to have a chance of still getting an attacking return from a captain. So I'm going to captain Kulusevski. That's why I want a captain on the last day.
Fair play. That makes sense. Yeah, I think Depay is an absolute must. I can't imagine no one having.
For sure, he's probably the best option this week.
Yeah, I think even going to 4 Netherlands is probably a better thing to do than going for 4 Italy in the long term. So if you have used your wild card, I think I'd consider 4 Netherlands over 4 Italy. Yeah.
One thing to consider could be going for maybe Unai Simon instead of Donnarumma, just to not back Italy so much, and then maybe swap out Alba for a different defender. That's something you could consider.
Yeah, I've got Alba.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't double up on Spain defense because in the next round they play France.
risk about they can generally lose.
Yeah. That's why I've only gone with one. I think I only have one Spanish player. I was gonna go for two. I was gonna double up on their defense, but then I decided I want to have a keeper on both days in the quarterfinal, which I told you about. So basically, you have in the quarterfinal, you have the left side of the bracket. Their 2 quarterfinal games are on one day, and the right side of the bracket, their 2 quarterfinal games are on the other day. And then you want to have a goalkeeper that you can sub in case your first goalkeeper blanks. So I'll play Donnarumma first. If he blanks, I'll bring in Stecklenburg. And Stecklenburg probably has the best clean sheet odds on that day, because he's going to play either Sweden or... Oh, not Sweden or Ukraine. He's going to play Wales or Denmark, so he's going to have good odds.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about Zuba?
About who?
The guy who got 3 assists last week.
Oh, Zuba from Switzerland. I thought you were asking about Zuba, but he's been knocked out from Russia. I think he's a good option, but the issue with Switzerland is I don't back them to win, so I wouldn't go for him. It's quite simple. If you have a wild card, he could be someone fun to take a risk on, but I don't know. I'm not drawn to him too much.
I think France might mess it up. I know it sounds
really,
and something tells me there's going to be a really big upset this week, and it could be France.
It could be France. Yeah,
I would say don't go too forced on France. It seems like a little bit of a it doesn't seem like the camp is as good as it was for the Russia World Cup. It feels like it's about to just explode.
Yeah, for sure.
Switzerland, a well-set bank, solid team. They all know how to play together. They absolutely die for the nation. And I could just picture, I don't know, Mbolo scoring on the break and then France start quaking. I don't know. I wouldn't go too full on France, because I made that mistake and Mbappe's let me down this time round.
I've only gone too French for that reason as well. And also I think France don't have defenders who can bomb forward in the same way that you, like with the Netherlands, you're not taking a risk by going for Dumfries, because if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he can get an attacking return, and the other way around. Yeah. But with France, the second they concede, Kimpembe becomes useless. Like, there's no reason to have him in FPL. And France don't have any good midfielder options for fantasy football, so you're not really missing out by only taking 2 players from them. And they have, I think, not the hardest game, but a decently hard game in the next. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. Oh, thank you.
What's that mean?
I think it's money, but I have no idea how it translates to money. Like, I haven't looked into this, but thank you, whoever that is.
Someone sent me a coin.
I think a coin is money as well, but I'm not sure how it works. I think a coin is I think it's money as well.
Coins,
Yeah. Also, you don't need to send me awards as well.
I don't know how to use it.
Yeah. The only way, if you guys want me to, the only benefit you can get is if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you say that you subscribed and put your Instagram there that you DM'd me your team on. Then that will help you have me look at your team, but you don't get any benefit by sending me money on TikTok. So you don't need to send me money. I don't need the money. It's okay, guys.
But it's nice to receive roses, you know?
Of course, yeah, it's nice. It's romantic.
It's always nice. Right, what are people saying? Forsberg, everyone's saying we're missing Forsberg.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm missing him as well. But again, I just can't afford him. If I could, I'd go for him.
Yeah, but you've got Kulusevski.
Yeah,
so
I'm
they play well together.
But what if Kulusevski doesn't start? That's my one issue.
Right. Someone sent me lipstick. This is starting to
getting a bit weird. Aaron calls.
Yeah,
thank you for sending thumbed in lipstick.
Yeah, if I get the lipstick, I'll put it on in the next live.
Bale, Danielson, and
Lewis Keith guy loves the roses. Look at him.
Thank you, Lewis Keith. Very nice of you.
Oh. Is Valentine's Day or something?
Do you guys know how much money is per rose? Because Lewis Keith, I hope you're not going broke to send us roses to mess with us. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
But this TJ Seafood's going for it as well now. Bloody hell. Oh my god, it's a battle.
Go on, let's see who can get more roses. Come on. Lewis Keith is going for
Lewis
it.
is going to win. I promise you Lewis will win.
Let's see.
Yeah, look,
Lewis got 42, yeah. Oh, Lewis is sending more.
Back, though.
Oh, 48, 55. Thank you, TJC. Thank you. So he's 52, 53, 54. Oh, Lewis Keith has won, I think. Thank you, Lewis Keith.
Yeah. Lewis Keith keeps going. Absolute beast. Someone's saying Bale. What do you think about people that...
If you have a wild card, Bale could be interesting. But I will say, I wouldn't underestimate how good Denmark are defensively. They've been one of the best teams defensively in the whole tournament. But I do think as a 1 week punt, if you have your wild card, I'm not against Vale. I just think if you can squeeze out the extra mil and get De Bruyne, it's just worth it in my opinion. De Bruyne, I think he's gonna explode against Portugal, and he's also gonna play further forward. He's gonna play in the front three for Belgium. I just think if you can afford De Bruyne, you've got to go for him.
Definitely. Just give me a sec. I'll be back in a sec.
Sure.
There's a rose battle anyway.
Another one. Oh, Bew Taylor, thank you for the roses. Thank you TJC as well. Perisic or Berardi because he's more likely to get through. Thank you for the roses, guys. Thank you. I very much appreciate it, really.
Right, I'm back. Who's won the rose battle? Oh, TJC.
I think TJC won it. Well done, TJC. Oh, now they've got another one. It's a new person.
Here we go. This is quite a good point, actually.
What is it?
Someone said, someone said take out Alba, put in Gossens, and that will give you enough to afford Sarabia over was it Sarabia or Forsberg? Yeah, Sarabia and Forsberg.
Oh, yeah. So I'll tell you what. Let's see. Actually, I might do that.
You lose Damsgaard, and that means you lose Damsgaard and Kulusevski.
Yeah, I might do that. My one issue with that is I do want a Spanish defender. That's my only issue with it. And I don't think Gosens is a good option. So I think Gosens is going to blank. Like that's if I had to bet, I would say he's blanking. Albert, he can haul.
100%.
Yeah.
Gosens is blanking. Do not run to Gosens.
So it's not worth it.
Are overreacting about England being. We're actually good defensively. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, TJC, you're sending way too many. He's got 130. TJC is definitely winning this.
This is ridiculous.
Thank you. It's actually insane.
This guy's going mad. Can I send roses?
I have no clue. I have no idea. I know nothing about how all the TikTok gifts and stuff work. Is Pogba a good shout? I think Pogba's been very good, but he's just not a good fantasy option.
10 coins.
So you've got 87. It shows up on my screen. Thogden 87 coins.
Oh wow. How many coins do you have?
I have no idea.
Oh. What are the coins, guys?
Is Marlon a good pick? I wouldn't risk it. He might not start. I don't think it's worth the risk. Move your head. I move my head.
I'm kidding.
TJC, thank you, mate. 200 roses. What's wrong with this guy? Thank you.
I think he loves you. That's the same team, by the way. KDB or Sterling, I would go KDB. I think Sterling performing for a third time. I think someone else is going to score this time.
Yeah. I wonder, what do you think will happen if Grealish plays against Germany and does well, man of the match performance? And what do you think will happen in the quarterfinal? Do you think Grealish will play on the left and Sterling will be benched? Or do you think Grealish is going to go back to the bench and Mount will come in?
No, it'll be Grealish and Sterling.
Without Mount?
No, Mount will keep his role when he's back. But
So
it'll be
Grealish on the left? Yeah.
in the middle, and then Kane up top.
Yeah, Sterling on the right, yeah. Okay.
But the problem with Mount in the middle is he doesn't perform there. For Chelsea, he plays in a 4-2-3-1 on the left side.
Yeah.
That's his best position. But we play 4-2-3-1 and we play like Sterling on the left, and it's always usually play Sterling on the left and then change it to Grealish later on, and then Foden on the right usually. But that's obviously going to change around. I've got a feeling it's going to be Sterling, Grealish, and Kane against Germany.
Yeah, I think so too. Sterling, Grealish, and Kane with... who do you think is going to play on the right? Is that going to be Saka, Sancho? Who do you think it's going to be?
I think... yeah, that's the thing. Grealish might keep that 10 role, which will leave... If we do go attacking...
I think so. Unless we play 5 at the back, I guess. We could play 5 at the back.
Yeah, I think Saka would work, but I don't think Southgate would do it.
Thogden, you're getting a lot of love in my chat. Thogden Army, people keep sending Thogden in caps as well. You're represented everywhere.
Love that. That's what I love to see. Everyone follow FPL Liam if you don't already.
Thank you.
That's how I'm starting to perform.
Yeah. I've been helping Thogden for a couple of weeks, so don't let him take all the credit for doing well. It's been me.
That's true.
But Thogden, I will say that if I took Thogden's advice, I'd be in the top 100 or something like that, because Thogden told me to go for Bale in Matchday 2 and to captain Depay over Dumfries. So also take Thogden's advice on fantasy football, because he knows his stuff.
Mate, I appreciate that. It's a good balance, because you remind me of all the players, and then and then once you tell me the right options, I'm good at like picking the.
You
ones
can pick
that
them,
people
yeah,
perform that week.
because you know your
But
football.
the problem with me is if I start to like fall away at FPL and I forget about the little differentials that everyone gets onto, and I'm not updated on it, that's when I lose out. But I feel like for FPL next year, we're gonna smash it. So make sure you follow
I think
the
so
page,
too.
FPL
Yeah.
Liam, find out how far we can go with his help next year at my team.
Yeah, no, FPL should be interesting. The prices are very different as well. It's going to be a very different format. It's going to be about finding the cheap options, not the expensive ones.
What do you think about Ivan Toney?
I don't think it's worth going for a newly promoted striker or like someone who's new to the Prem. I think if you can fit basically you've got 4 or 5 strikers, so between 7.5 and 8 mil. So you've got Calvert-Lewin, Antonio, Watkins, Bamford, who are all going to be good options. I don't think I'm going to go for Toney unless he starts doing well. So that was what I did with Bamford, right? I didn't go for him right away. But then once it looked like he was adapting well and playing well, I was like, okay, I'll take Bamford now. Because last year I went for Werner in the very beginning, and it takes people time to adapt. You don't know that they're going to do well just because they did well in their old league. So it's not worth going for Toney right away, I think. And he's got tough fixtures in the beginning. But
True. Just a reminder, Locatelli won't play. And also, people are asking, what's the Twitter account that predicts the lineups?
Oh yeah, let me find it for you. There's a couple, but the one that it does quite well for the Euros, he's called Football Intelligence, and his @ is I think unit_football. So unit_football.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I've never seen him be wrong about anything, so you can trust him.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll follow him. Mate, listen, it's been a pleasure to come on.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Good luck with our. I hope you have. Oh yeah, are you going to the? Are you going to the Italy game?
I'm off the Italy
game.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So it's pretty convenient that I'll be supporting. Just to let everyone know, this is my final team, the same as Leon's really, because I don't think there is a better team on the game. I don't back Sarabia as much as Kulusevski. I know it sounds crazy. I've got a good feeling about Kulusevski, but no. Immobile captain, Berardi, Spinazzola, Donnarumma. I know I've got a weird feeling Austria might score and this might be a silly decision. I might.
But you can sub them out.
Over one of these two, and that's it. Yeah, true. I can sub them out, but I might just sell them. Anyway, listen, mate, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, enjoy the football. Send my regards and my chat's regards to Thogdad as well. Enjoy the game.
I will. Yeah, he was just in there. He was just in it. He was in the team. He always loves FPL, so he'll definitely
really?
have content
Nice one.
when I show him.
Nice one.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice one. Take care.
See you,
guys.
Thogden. Enjoy the game. Bye.
In a bit.
All right, guys. Let's keep working with looking at your teams and helping you guys out until the deadline. I want to make sure to help as many of you as I can. Lukaku or Immobile, I still have a wild card. If you have your wild card, I'd probably go Lukaku. Just to split because you don't want to gamble that much if you have the wild card. You can split your risk. People keep asking why I don't have Ronaldo. It's not because I have anything against him personally or anything like that. I just don't think he's that good of an option this week if you don't have your wild card, because Portugal are less likely than Belgium to qualify. So I don't want to back him to qualify, basically. People asking, do you think Kulusevski will start? I'm giving him like a 60 or 70% chance of starting, and if he does, he'll do very well. So that's why I've backed him. And if you can afford Forsberg over him, do it. Go for Forsberg. But I can't afford him, so I have to go for Kulusevski. I don't have a choice, basically. Is Di Lorenzo starting? Yes, he's starting. Belgium's defense is shaky, to be fair. Yeah, I don't have any Belgian defenders. But I think that might be a comment for Ronaldo. I understand that, but even if Belgium's defense is shaky, so is Portugal's, and I think Belgium are just a better team than Portugal, not based on players, but based on how they play together. So I back Belgium, not by much. I think Belgium have roughly, it's like a 60-40 split of their odds to go through. The bookies put at 57-50 in favour of Belgium. So I wouldn't back Ronaldo to go through. Harry Kane, not worth it over my 3 strikers in my opinion, especially not against Germany. Larson or Mailer. Mailer's so good. For 4.5 mil, he's the best option. Answer requests. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me take a look at some Instagram teams. So I'll go to my YouTube. I'll look at which people have actually subbed to my oh wait, let me reload this. There we go. Which people have subbed. We've got Ismail. I'm going to look at, so again, if you want me to look at your team and properly look at all your players and review it, what you do is you go to my Instagram, which is linked in my TikTok. You DM me a screenshot of your team. Then you head over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and type in the chat, subscribed, and your @. And I'll keep picking random people and looking at their teams. So I've got Issa Zaman. Let me try finding your teammate. Issa. Oh, I can't find your team. It's not showing up here. Oh, let's take a look at someone else's team. Let's see Jay Harrison. Let's see if he's subbed. Oh, I'm not sure about him. Let's see Glenn Thompson. Let's see if he's subbed. Nope. Let's see Will Smith. Let's check out your team. Let's see if I can find it. Everyone who's on my oh wait, here requests. Everyone who's on my YouTube stream can see that I'm trying to find your teams, but it's not showing up. So make sure to go to my personal Instagram, not FPL Liam's Instagram, because that's not my Instagram. Forsberg or Sarabia? I'd go Forsberg so you can captain him on the last day of football. But Sarabia is also a great option. Damsgaard or Højbjerg? Damsgaard. Okay, let's take a look at. Let's see. Let's go up. Someone a bit older. Oh, let's go Line SJ. Let's take a look at his team. He's gone for Benzema, Immobile, Depay, Wijnaldum, Berardi, Damsgaard, Spinazzola, Kimpembe, Mailer, Dumfries, Unai Simon, Stecklenburg, Bale, Danielson, De Bruyne. Very, very good team. If you have you don't have your wild card left, so I'm not sure I'd go for Bale. I think that's a big risk. If I were you, I might downgrade Bale and upgrade to, like, let's say Sarabia, or I think I'd go for Bale to Forsberg and upgrade Danielson to a different defender who's more expensive, potentially Jordi Alba. That's what I would do if I were you. Forsberg or Yarmolenko. If you have your wild card, Yarmolenko. If you don't have your wild card, Forsberg. Simple. If you want to hear a comparison between the two, let me show you something cool. Again, on my YouTube channel, you can see the stats I'm looking at. And you can find my YouTube linked on my TikTok profile. So Yarmolenko has 0.78 expected goal involvements per 90, and Forsberg has 0.2. So obviously Yarmolenko is a better option, but Forsberg is more likely to win his game. So that's why if you don't have your wild card, it's worth going for Forsberg over him. Lukaku or Griezmann? Lukaku. Even though Griezmann's more likely to progress, he's the third best French forward in the game. I'd rather have Mbappe and Benzema over him. Damsgaard or Sarabia? Sarabia, in my opinion. Sarabia. I can't afford him, so I haven't gone for him, basically. What is your YouTube? It's FPL_Liam. It's linked to my TikTok profile. Okay, let's take a look at another team. Leighton Stewart. Let's see if I can find your team. Why do you have Berardi and not Locatelli? Two reasons. One, Locatelli is not a good fantasy option because he plays much deeper in the midfield than Berardi. Other reason is that Locatelli is not starting. Sorry, who was I looking at again? I forgot. Whose team was I going to look at? Oh, I forgot. Sorry, whoever that was, whose team I was going to look at, I forgot your name. I'm very sorry. Let me take a look. Let's try Danny. Let's see if I can find Danny's Instagram. Neglecting Ronaldo is a big mistake. It's not a big mistake because Ronaldo has a tough fixture, so he's not likely to progress. Like, it's a 50-50. I am only backing strikers from teams who are either 75 or 85% likely to progress. You can't afford Forsberg? No. Okay, Danny Falcon, I found your team. There we go. Don't want to risk Kulusevski. Fair enough. If you can afford Forsberg, take him over Kulusevski. This team is very good. So he's got Gosens. He's got Benzema, Immobile, Depay, Wijnaldum, De Bruyne, Berardi, Damsgaard, Spinazzola, Mæhle, Dumfries, Donnarumma, Stecklenburg, Gosens, Varane, Forsberg. So the same team as me, but instead of Alba, he's gone for Gosens, and instead of Kulusevski, he's gone for Forsberg. I might do that. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to do that. Let me see if that gives me enough to get. I don't think it does it? 1 second. Let me check something out quickly. Let me check something. Wait, no, wrong thing. I need to check transfers. Make transfers. I want to Kimpembe. Alba to Gosens. Sarabia. If that can let me buy Sarabia, and it does. Oh, that is tempting. So if I go Kimpembe over Varane, Gosens over Alba, let me move my out the way. That lets me go Damsgaard to Sarabia and Kulusevski to Forsberg. That might be worth it. Cam Rees in the stream. Who is that? Who's Cam Rees? I'm not sure. I don't mean to be offensive to Cam Rees or anything. I'm just not sure who he is. Who's starting instead of Locatelli? Verratti. 1 second, I need to charge my computer, which means I have to unplug the ring light. What about Bale? I don't think Bale is a bad option. He's just not likely to go through to the next round. How high are you on the leaderboard? I'm 1.9k in the world. I have the same team as you and I could afford Forsberg. Yeah, because you have more money than me because of price rises. If you can afford Forsberg, go for him. Certainly. Pavard over Alba. I wouldn't double up on the... Actually, maybe I would. I'm just not... I'm not certain that Pavard is starting. That's the one reason I'd say I wouldn't go for him. Pavard's got like 2 injuries. He's got, I think, a knee injury and a concussion. So I'm not sure if he's going to start. Why no Havertz? Because he's playing England. England probably going to sit deep, not give Germany too many chances. I'm not backing him to get too many returns. And... Germany aren't, like, they have a 50-50 of going through, so it's not worth loading up on their players yet. If Germany go through to the next round against either Ukraine or Sweden, then I'll get Havertz, Gosens, all those German guys. Bale, honestly, probably Yarmolenko over Bale because he has an easier game, I'd say. And Bale or Berardi, I'd go Berardi just to free up that 3 mil. Who's on your bench? There you go. Shouts for Eden Hazard? Nah, I'd go for De Bruyne over him any day. He's got barely any expected goals. He's not been great for fantasy in this tournament. Got the same team as you, but 2 mil left. So what I would do is go Damsgaard to Sarabia, Kulusevski to Forsberg, and Kimpembe to Varane. That's what I'd use with that 2 mil. That should sort you out. Why don't you? I'm going to stop answering questions about Ronaldo. Why don't you have Locatelli? He's not starting, and he's not a great fantasy option. If it's 0-0 at full time, does Mele get a clean sheet? No, Mele only gets a clean sheet point. Only gets clean sheet points if it's also 0-0 at the end of extra time. That's why defenders won't be as good in this. Why no Sarabia? I can't afford him. If I could afford him, I'd go for him. How do you know he isn't starting? I follow an account on Twitter called Football Intelligence who said that Verratti is probably going to start over him. Isn't Berardi injured? No, he's likely to start. Who's your goalkeeper? Donnarumma and Stecklenburg. Any points for penalty shootouts? No, none. No points. Not that I'm aware of anyway. What about Stones over Alba? Nah, not worth it. England have... Let me check quickly. England... Oh, 1 second. England have a 35% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Not worth backing that for... Not worth backing them to keep a clean sheet over Spain, who have a 48% chance. So Locatelli won't start? Probably not. And even if he does start, he's still a worse fantasy option than Berardi. Alba, Berardi, Forsberg versus Strider, Insigne, Kulusevski. I've not seen Strider discussed in any fantasy. Strider? Do you mean... I'm not sure who you mean by Strider. I don't think he's a... I can't find him on the app. Never heard of him. Is Insigne starting? Yeah, Insigne and Berardi are likely to start. Oh, do you think he meant Sarabia? Ah, it's too late for that now. Chat has gone. Berardi or Kulusevski? Berardi. But I'd make sure you still have a captain on the last day of football, which is why I have Kulusevski. Should I get rid of Guerrero? Yeah, I would if you can, for sure. I don't back Portugal to keep a clean sheet. Not at all. Subs, there you go. So what do you guys think? Should I go for Kimpembe, Gosens, Forsberg, Sarabia over Damsgaard, Kulusevski, Alba, Varane? Do you think it's worth it or not? I'm not sure. I can't decide. I think it's not worth it. Don't change. Yeah, I'm not changing it. Is this guy blind? No, I'm not blind. Why? What are you trying to see? What are you trying to say to me? Oh, sorry, I did not mean to add a filter there. Wait. There we go. I'm not blind. It's just hard to keep up with everyone's chats. I don't mean to miss your message. Will Di Lorenzo play? Yes, he'll start over Florenzi, but remember, you don't want, it might be a risk going for him if you don't have your wild card, because if Florenzi is fit for the quarterfinal, then Di Lorenzo becomes useless again. Oh, what's that noise? Let me turn it off. It's my air conditioning. Should be good now. Okay. Is there less noise now? Comment if the noise is better now. Why no Lukaku? I think I've answered this. Thoughts on Stones? Not a good option because he's not got great attacking threat, and he's not got high probability of keeping a clean sheet either. Do I play Berardi or Sarabia? Do you mean do you start? I would start Berardi and then sub him out for Sarabia if Berardi blanks. I would rather have Berardi than Sarabia as well, if that helps. The noise is still there? Okay. Wait. It's a buzzing noise. Noise on and off. Let me see, 1 second. Let me see if I close the door. 1 second. Is that better? Do you still hear a strange noise or not? Restart your live. Still there, still there. Okay, I'll restart my live. Don't go anywhere, boys. I'm still live on YouTube as well. Let me restart it. If everyone joining now, let me know if you still hear the strange noise or not. Let me know. How's the noise now? Is it gone? Noise is still there. That is very annoying. Let me try something. 1 second. Is the noise bearable or not? Is it terrible? Like, should I? Still there, still there. Okay. Let me do something. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. It's your phone. The noise is minor, like a static buzz. Okay. Birthday. 1 second. I'll log in on a different phone. Hopefully that solves the problem. Oh, wait. Have an account. Use email. Best 4.7 million keeper, Stecklenburg for sure. Insigne, KDB. Is Damsgaard good? Yes, very. Bro, I beg this guy replies, why not Jorginho? Because Jorginho he's not a good fantasy option. He doesn't go forward enough to be a good fantasy option, basically. Benzema or Mbappe? If you can afford it, I would go for Mbappe. But otherwise, I think Benzema in this round at least is going to do as well, if not better. And Benzema has penalties, so I think they're roughly equally good. So I'd rather have Benzema and the 2 mil. Same team, I have 0.5 left. Yeah, so I'd go for Varane over Kimpembe. I have 0.5 mil left as well. So here's what I'm going to do. Wait. Let me see. I might have to go here. Oh no, that won't work. Van Aanholt or Kimpembe? Kimpembe for sure. And Dumfries though. Can anyone still hear the buzzing or is it just me? Yeah, I'm gonna stream on a different phone. Hopefully it will go away. I'm just getting the app ready on a different phone, so don't go anywhere. Show bench. There you go. Is Højbjerg good? He's not bad. He's got 0.3 expected goal involvements per 90, but I think that's skewed highly by the fact he had a penalty that he missed, by the way. I'd just rather have Damsgaard over him. It's where your phone is sitting. Wait, okay, let's try something. Is it still there now? Do you still hear the strange noise? Tell me if you can hear it now. You can't hear it? It's gone. Okay, wait, that's good. It stopped. Okay. So that's strange. It must be like something with a ring light. Noise gone. Let's try like that. Do you hear it or not? Is it back now? It's back. Okay. Now tell me it's fine. Everyone's saying it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Oh wait, let's try now. Wait, let's try something else. Wait. It's not that deep. Okay, fine. I'll stop talking about it then. We'll just ignore it. Ignore the noise. Okay. Tell me if it's better now. Damsgaard over. I'll try fixing it after the. Oh wait, let's see if this helps. Wait. Okay. Is this your final team? Yes. I've only gone for Varane over Kimpembe. Gone. Okay, good stuff. Pau Torres. I wouldn't worry about Pau Torres. I wouldn't go for Pau Torres basically because Pau Torres might not start, and I don't want to go for a defender who might not start. I don't think it's worth it. For people saying copied Andy FPL's team, I get this every week just because I pick good teams, he picks good teams. So this week I made sure to post my team before he posts his. So go back, check the receipts. My team reveal is before his one. So I don't want to hear that. Sorry, mate. Is Pavard not going to start? I'm not sure. And it's not worth the risk of him not starting because he's not that attacking for France. If you've seen them play and you look at his expected goal involvements per 90, he's not worth the risk of not starting. He's only got 0.03 expected goal involvements per 90. Damsgaard over Locatelli. Why? 2 reasons. 1, Locatelli's not starting. Number 2, I can't go for Locatelli because I have 4 Italians. Number 3, Damsgaard's just a better option. Damsgaard has got, I think, 0.44 expected goal involvements per 90 for this tournament. Yeah. Oh, it's gone down. 0.37. And I'll show you match per match. Again, you can see this on my YouTube channel, which is linked on my TikTok if you want to see the breakdown. Yeah, so he got, against Belgium, he had 0.4 expected goals, 0.1 expected assists, and then against Russia, he didn't have any actually, and he still got a goal. So I just think he's a good option for his price. He's probably the best 5.9 mil midfielder in the game. I recommended him last week as well, and he rewarded me, so I'm going to keep backing him. And I think Denmark arguably have the best game out of all the teams. All the teams that have like good options from them, basically. Better option than Blind, Dumfries. Is it important that Immobile is captain and not Depay? Very important, because you want to captain Immobile today so that if Immobile blanks, you can switch it to Depay and then and Benzema. Let's check the dates quickly. Yeah, so you would captain Immobile on the 26th, Depay on the 27th, Benzema on the 28th, and Kulusevski on the 29th. Damsgaard or Sarabia? Sarabia if you can afford him, for sure. I would go for Sarabia if I could afford him. I just can't afford him, which is very frustrating. Will Lucas Hernandez be fit? I'm not sure, so I wouldn't risk it for him. He's not worth it. Who instead of Kimpembe, I think someone said, and not French? I would say, if I had to replace Kimpembe, I'd probably go for... maybe Gosens would be decent, but I just don't think I'd avoid a French defender. There's no good reason for it. Alba or Laporte? Alba for sure, he has an attacking threat. What did someone say? Yarmolenko or Damsgaard? Yarmolenko, if you have a wild card. If you don't have a wild card, I would avoid Ukrainian players because you don't want to be buying a transfer for next week because Ukraine are unlikely to get through. A defender for 4.8, I have Mane. If you have Mane already, it might be worth taking a punt on Pau Torres starting. Because if he starts, he's one of the best centre-back, one of the best cheap options. So it might be worth going for him. Forsberg or Kulusevski. If you can afford Forsberg, go for him. I just can't afford him. I'll turn the air conditioning back on if it wasn't that. Forsberg or Kulusevski, yeah, I answered that. Alba or Gosens, Alba for sure, because Alba has a much better clean sheet potential than him. And they're both roughly equally attacking, so it's not really worth taking Gosens over him. Thoughts on Maguire? I wouldn't back it because even though Maguire has a decent goal threat from set pieces, England have like a 35% chance of keeping a clean sheet. You're better off going for the teams that I recommended defenders from, which are Italy, France, Denmark, Netherlands, Spain. Go for their defenders. Yarmolenko or Forsberg? I've answered this. If you have your wildcard, Yarmolenko. If you don't have your wildcard, Forsberg. Sarabia or Berardi? I would personally go for Sarabia if I could afford it. I just can't afford it, so I've gone for Damsgaard. Oh, wait, what was it? Oh, sorry, it might have been Sarabia or Berardi. I would go Berardi over Sarabia because Berardi's nailed on to start and has, I guess, yeah, I think mostly because he's nailed on to start. And he's got a better route. So even though Italy played Belgium or Portugal, that's still a better game than Sarabia has, which is France. Benzema or Mbappe? Benzema and save the 2 mil. Who is a good centre-back? In my opinion, a good centre-back. I guess you don't have to take a centre-back, but the only centre-back I have in my team is Varane. I've gone for him over Kimpembe. So yeah, Varane's probably the best centre-back option this week. Important to have a cap every day. Very, very important. Last week in Matchday 3, only on the last day my captain returned. So I went for Havertz on the last day and he returned. So if I didn't have him, if I said, it's fine, I don't need any captain on that day, I would have been in a terrible situation and had no captain, and I would have had a captain blank. and it would have been much lower down in the table. I think not only should you focus on having a captain every day, you should aim to have the best captain on every day. So in my opinion, I have the best captain today, the best captain tomorrow, and the best captain on the 28th in Benzema. But then on the 29th, I don't have the best captain. So I'm hoping that one of my captains hauls beforehand. Grealish or Foden? Grealish. I don't think Foden's going to start, so I'd go for Grealish. Is Locatelli worth it? No, because he's not going to start. And even if he starts, he's not a great fantasy option. Why not cheapest bench possible? Because in Euro 2020 fantasy, as most of you know, you can sub on your bench players before they play their games. Kulusevski or Sarabia? If you have someone else on the 29th, go for Sarabia. If you don't, I would go for Kulusevski. Surely you would go for Forsberg. Again, if I could afford him, I'd go for Forsberg. If you can afford him, go Forsberg over Kulusevski. Move left or right? Yeah, let me move so you can see my full team. Again, I've gone for Kimpembe over Varane. If you want me to look at your full team, make sure to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and go to my Instagram, which is both are linked in my TikTok profile, by the way. Go to my Instagram, DM me a screenshot of your team, and then go to my YouTube chat and tell me I subscribed, and then put your Instagram username, and I'll go to my Instagram message requests and try finding your name from my YouTube chat. So make sure to go over to my YouTube, which is linked to my TikTok, and subscribe. Tell me that you subscribed, and give me the @ that you used to send me your screenshot on Instagram. So I'm going to refresh my Instagram DM requests right now. 1 second. So we've got Arthur.Starvis. He's got Immobile, Depay, Mbappe. Perfect front three, same as me. Wijnaldum, Forsberg, Locatelli, Damsgaard, Spinazzola, Mailer, Dumfries, Donnarumma, Lloris, Kimpembe, Kulusevski, Alba. So my advice to you would be, first of all, swap out Locatelli for Berardi. Lots of people are asking what's my YouTube. My YouTube is FPL_Liam, same as my TikTok. So yeah, I would go for Berardi over Locatelli because Locatelli is not a good fantasy option and he's most likely not going to start. And then, other than that, I think your team looks good. So yeah, that's my only change I'd recommend. You could also do Kulusevski to Sarabia. That would tempt me if I were you. Yeah. How can I send my team? So if you want to send me your team for me to review, go to my Instagram that's linked on my TikTok profile. Send me a DM of a screenshot of your team. Then head over to my YouTube channel, which is FPL_Liam, also linked on my TikTok profile. Put in the chat, I subscribed, and then your @ on Instagram. So right now, if you're on my YouTube stream, you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to the chat. I'm going to go down, see who subbed, and I'm going to... Wait, I need to let it all refresh. Let me refresh my stream as well. Okay, we've got Adam, let's see, Siron04. Okay, let's see if I can find your Instagram request. Is Sabitzer good? Yeah, but not against Italy. I wouldn't back him. Siron, I can't find your request. Sorry, mate. Noodles. Let's check your team. Okay, Noodles 6000. Let's see Noodles' team. Quickly. He's got Benzema, Immobile, Depay, same front three as me. Same 4 players up here. Same back line. He's got Simon for Donnarumma. Stecklenburg, Alba, Kimpembe, Forsberg. Very good team. That's an interesting shout going for Simon over Donnarumma. I just don't want to go to double up on the Spanish defense. That's the only reason I've gone Donnarumma over him. I just don't think it's worth it just to get Forsberg over Kulusevski. Who's the Spanish? Jordi Alba. Okay, let's look at one more team from the YouTube, and then I'll answer quick 5 questions. Are you considering any late changes? Only Varane for Kimpembe. That's the only change I'm considering. But actually, I think I might stick to Kimpembe. I'm going to stick to him. I'll explain why. It's worth the risk of Kimpembe picking up a yellow, because I don't think he will, by the way. Because then that gives me $500,000 to play with going forward. That's my logic. Because remember, I don't have another chance to change my whole team up. So I need to see, like, having 0.5 left is not a bad idea. I might stick to this team. I'm not going to change it. Nope. Not worth it. Okay, let's look at one more team. Yarmolenko or Kulusevski. If you can afford it, you can go Yarmolenko. Remember, he's less likely to win his game, but he's a better option for a one-off game. YKDB, best midfielder in the game. Great stats against not a great defense in Portugal. Just worth it. Okay, let's look at one more team from the YouTube. Agir Guzel. Okay, underscore Agir Guzel. Oh, I can't find that team. Let's go further down. Oh, there we go. Okay, found your team. So he's got the same team as me, except he's gone for Højbjerg over Damsgaard and Forsberg over Kulusevski. I don't think it's worth doing that. If any of you are considering it, Højbjerg is not even half as good as Damsgaard as a fantasy option, in my opinion. So I think it's not worth it. Even though their XG isn't far apart, it's just worth going for Damsgaard because he plays left wing. Just plays way further forward than Højbjerg. And Forsberg and Kulusevski, again, if Kulusevski starts, he's a far better option. It's a risk, but I think it might be worth it. It could pay off. Højbjerg about to score a hat-trick? Maybe. Let's see if I'm wrong. I don't think so. KDB or Bale? I'd go KDB for sure. Forsberg on pens. I know. I want Forsberg in my team. I can't afford him and I can't figure out how to get him in. What is your rank? 1.9k. Best rank I've ever had in a fantasy game. Is Jared Reno for 6.6 mil good? It's good, but I'm not going to captain him, and it's not worth sacrificing one of my captains to get him in. Stones or Gosens, neither one, but I'd rather have Gosens for the attacking threat. Kimmich, not worth it. Not against England. Sarabia or Damsgaard, I'd go Sarabia if you can afford him. Damsgaard's a good choice in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not going to give him more than a 50% chance of returning because he's only 5.9 mil. I'm not banking on him like I'm banking on my strikers and on De Bruyne. I'm not going to guarantee that he returns, but he's a good option for sure. Havertz or De Bruyne? De Bruyne. They're both. De Bruyne is a bit more likely to win his game according to the bookies, and De Bruyne's stats are so much better. So for that extra 1 mil or 1.4 mil, it's worth backing De Bruyne. Captain Spinazzola or Berardi? I would captain... Oh, that's a tough one. Spinazzola. Did you not captain Depay last week? No, I didn't. I know I had him captained in my video, but I ended up going for Dumfries instead. Who were you live with? So I was live with Josh, I think, from FPL Graduates. I was live with Big Mac Jack from TikTok and with Thogden from YouTube. I was live with all three. Liam, why get Kulusevski when your strikers will return anyway? I hope they return, but it's not guaranteed. I'll show you in Matchday 2. Again, on my YouTube, anyone who's there, they can see what I'm looking at right now. I had Lukaku captain on one day, Kane captain on the next day. Then I had Insigne captain and Mbappe captain, and they all blanked. So you can't guarantee that those strikers will get points. Can you sub out players who didn't do well? Yes, you can. As long as you have someone on your bench who plays after them, then you can sub them out. So make sure your team is organized in such a way that your bench players all play after your starting 11, so that you can sub your starting 11 out if they don't perform well. Why not CR7? First of all, he's 12 mil. Second, he might not make it through to the next round. That's my reason. Ronaldo or Lukaku? Let's see. So I've got the anytime goal scorer odds on my screen. Ronaldo's 2% more likely than Lukaku, but Lukaku's 7% more likely to get through, or 10% more likely to make it through to the next round. So I would say, honestly, I'd go Lukaku. Unless you have De Bruyne. If you have De Bruyne, I'd go for Ronaldo over Lukaku. 3 minutes left. Let's go quick fire. Come on, Nim. Switch on. Let's see your bench. Quickly. Screenshot or you've lost it. Okay. Mbappe or for Benzema? I can't afford it. Why not Mbappe? 2 mil more than Benzema, roughly same XG numbers, and roughly the same odds to score by the bookies. And Benzema takes pens. Kimpembe or Varane? I think Kimpembe's on a yellow, that's only risk with him, but the 0.5 mil could really help you going forward, so it might be worth taking that risk. I think I'm going to go for Kimpembe over Varane. Are you going to watch the game on live? Yes. Stay here to watch the Wales-Denmark game with me if you want. Liam Quick, Damsgaard, or Spinazzola captain? I'd say Spinazzola, just for the clean sheet potential. Why not Paulson? Not a great option. In my opinion, 1 in 4 chance, 1 in 3 chance of scoring, not that good. Is KDB a good option? Very good option in my opinion. Who's your centre back? Mailer, screenshot quickly, otherwise you miss it. Forsberg or Kulusevski. Forsberg if you can afford him, otherwise Kulusevski has like a 70% chance of starting. If he starts, he's a great option. Lucas Hernandez for Kimpembe. Can't afford it, not worth it. Look, Hernandez barely attacks for France either. He's got 0.00 expected goal involvement per 90. Yaremchuk, good option, yes, but I'd rather have my strikers as captains. Spinazzola or Kimpembe quick. Captain or what? Spinazzola over him, for sure. Better clean sheet odds and better attacking threat. Kimpembe or Lindelof? Kimpembe by far. Gosens or Kimpembe? Kimpembe. Immobile or Dumfries captain? What, you can captain both. Captain Immobile. If Immobile blanks, then you can switch it to Dumfries. Pau Torres or Gosens. Pau Torres. Actually, Gosens, because he's nailed on. And if he wins, he has a good fixture. If Torres wins, he has a bad fixture. Is Marlon a good option? No, because he's not nailed. It's not worth it. You're missing out on one of these 3 really good captains for someone who might not even start. Best French defender. Varane, because you know he's going to start. You don't know if Hernandez or Pavard will start. And Kimpembe's on a yellow. Why made it? 0.34 expected goal involvement per 90. Expect it is a 1 in 3 chance of him getting an attacking return any game. 52% chance of a clean sheet against Wales. Just a very good defender, especially for 4.5 mil. Berardi or Insigne? Berardi is roughly as good as Insigne, a bit worse goal scoring threat, but he's 2 mil cheaper, which you can use to make someone like Yarmolenko into De Bruyne, so it's worth it in my opinion. Why Sarabia? Why should you or why not? Move your head quick, there you go. Sarabia is good because he has very good underlying numbers and he has a very easy game. The issue with him is he's not fully nailed and he plays France in the next round. How are you so good to know all these facts? I just do my research on fantasy. I use FBref and Odds Checker to check all the odds. And again on my YouTube, you can see that I can see all the stats up on my. Oh, you can't see this, but I have my computer here with all the stats up. Okay, deadline is up, right? Deadline is done. Up the Denmark. Come on, Denmark. Okay, wait. I'm nothing against Wales. Just come on, Denmark. I hope they win. Sorry, boys. Sorry to all my Welsh followers. Okay, I'm gonna end my stream because. Oh wait, sorry. Where's my stream? Last time I accidentally live streamed some of a game because I didn't end my stream before I started.